Preparations for one of the most ambitious swims in Scottish history.
It's good to just get ready to get in the water and let's get swimming. It's been an early start, but at least it gets it over and done with and get us going, which will be good. I've got a really experienced crew with me, my observers, my dad and Ian Reid, who kind of know me better than me, so they'll sort out my feeds and sort out what I need to do.
3 people will try to swim 24 miles from the Western Isles to the Scottish mainland, across the North Minch. Colin MacLeod and Norman Todd will swim in wetsuits. Colleen Blair will swim with no wetsuit. The light is the southern boundary of the North Minch. The swimmers must start to its north. They rendezvous with the yacht and kayaker that will provide support for the 2 wetsuit swimmers.
Morning guys, how you doing? Well, nice to meet you. Funny part of the world to meet.
Separately, they swim to the cliff, touch rock and start. Colleen will follow a strict set of rules.
So I started when I was 7, I did my first charity swim, and now, well, I was 40 this year, so I've always swam swimming costume, and that's kind of the traditional rules. So if you want it ratified, I'm doing a swim through the British Long Distance Swimming Association, and their rules state swimming costume, cap and goggles.
So I'll let you guys sort the direction for now.
The swim will not be ratified unless there are 2 official observers on the swim. It means that we have to make sure that the rules are not broken. People in the past that have said they have swum from A to B, and it hasn't happened.
Each swim's so different, and for me, you're only as good as your last swim, so it doesn't matter that I've swam lots of things before. This is completely different. You don't know what the conditions are going to be on the day, you don't know what the water state's going to be, you don't know the temperature, you don't know the jellyfish, so there's so many unknowns on this swim. Actually, we don't know if we're going to finish it or not.
Of the 2 wetsuit swimmers, Colin MacLeod is the more experienced. He recently became only the 2nd person to swim the small Minch from Skye to Harris.
The big Minch is probably about anything between 7 and 10 miles more than what I've done previously, so that'll be a challenge in itself. You know, like, and just, you know, as long as we do it safely and be responsible, and you know, feed probably about every 45 minutes. I think that's the thing, you know, to do wisely.
Nobody's ever swum it before, so we've got no one else's record to go on. We've got no one's written the rule book of how to get across there. There's been other attempts. I think one's failed due to hypothermia, another one because of cramp, and another one just this week failed because of multiple jellyfish stings, which hospitalised the swimmer.
I'm not as tough as Colleen. Norman and myself, we're a bit pansies. We're doing it in wetsuits, so if we get jellyfish, we can scoop them to the side. You know, whereas Colleen, she'll be in a swimsuit.
It's probably the greatest swim ever to be done in Scottish waters before. It's a big distance. The water temperature sitting about 13 degrees, about 5-6 degrees cooler than the channel is. It will put her where she deserves to be, as up there as Scotland's top swimmer.
This is probably similar when I did the Pentland Firth. I was the first person to do it, and this is a bit the same. It's the unknown with the tides, it's unknown whether it's doable or not. Distance-wise, it's probably a little bit further than I've done without tidal assistance. Temperature-wise, it's similar to North Channel, which is Scotland to Ireland, or I did Ireland to Scotland 10 years ago, and the temperature's about the same, and there's jellyfish there as there's jellyfish here. So each swim really has something different and unique to them.
There's a small reception committee with questions.
We've got a kayak and a boat with each of us, so Norman and Colin will have a boat and a kayak with them, and I've got a boat and a kayak with me, and they'll have our feeds and they'll basically throw them at us.
But when you get hit, won't it hurt?
Well, we just catch them, and then they're on ropes and we just let them go. It's on a rope, so we'll just swim across and get it. But you need to watch, because if the bottles are full, they sink down and they pop back up and hit you as well.
That evening, all three swimmers meet.
20 years ago when I was at college, a friend was from Lewis, and when I was training for the channel, he was like, well, why don't you swim to Lewis? So the idea has always kind of been there for a while. I've just never quite got around to doing it. And then 3 years ago I had it booked, but got withered out. So I've been trying and I couldn't get a boat. And then Norman and Colleen got in touch with me 5 weeks ago and said there might be a chance to go with them. So it's kind of you couldn't refuse an offer to come and give it a go.
Give it 14 to 20.
20, but later on 10 at night, 25 mile an hour south-southwest.
Colleen's support boat skipper, Jody McNeil, says the weather's not looking good for Saturday.
Tomorrow morning it's more southwesterly, and it's going to be getting stronger all day long.
Right.
And then the wind's going to swing around going northwesterly, westerly, then northwesterly.
That's nice.
So it's going to be no wind, but that's going to bring you across.
That's going to take us across it.
Yeah.
It's looking like the Sunday's about the better option.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to play it safe.
The decision is taken to wait one day.
The swim was postponed just because of the weather conditions were freshening a bit, and tomorrow the weather looks much better, so if that gives a 10% increased chance of getting across, it's one definitely worth taking. So we've just come for a nice relaxing swim down at Gary Beach today, have a wee swim around the sea stacks. It should be a nice swim.
Unfortunately, there are lots of stinging lion's mane jellyfish.
I just don't want to get stung before tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get out so I don't get stung.
Thank you. Just spotted that one myself.
They're little small ones, but actually it's much better for me to get out so that I'm fresh for tomorrow and I've no stings ready for tomorrow.
Back in the Minch, and Colleen has been stung a couple of times on her legs, but she's not slowing down. Kayaker Brian Wilson is her constant companion.
Thank you.
Nice one. Doing great. The next one, okay. Well done.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Alright.
Good stuff, looking good.
Because of all the anti-jellyfish stuff, my cat keeps on sliding.
Oh, is that what's causing it? You're leaving the others well behind, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Stornoway Coast Guard, Harvest Moon. We're just doing a wee update. Yes. We're making good way. You'll see us in the IS, all swimmers and crew's fine.
Stornoway Coast Guard, roger, that's all understood. Many thanks for the update. We'll speak to you again in another 3 hours, over.
And so it continues, hour after hour. Her father, Bill Blair, preparing bottle after bottle of energy drink.
Does you look alright to you? Hi Brian, it says just coming up for yellow. Is there jelly babies as well? Yep. Jelly babies as well this time as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fair enough. Doing great.
Thank you.
This here was our start point, and this was our truck all the way down to, this is the lighthouse down here, and this is the middle where we are right now. So she's halfway along.
Well, we're halfway now. We're coming up to 7 hours. So we planned on 16 hours, so if she comes in under that, then fine. So if she can do the double up the 7 hours, 14 hours, then it's a bonus.
That might have been tempting fate. Still to come, a battle with huge tides.
You can see the tidal line there.
Hours spent covering the shortest of distances.
Half a mile, Colleen.
and a full-scale rescue when things didn't go to plan. Back to the attempt to become the first person to swim the 24 miles across the North Minch, from the Western Isles to Scottish mainland. Earlier we saw Colleen Blair power past the halfway point in just 7 hours.
Just over the mug.
Just say when.
Go.
To celebrate, her support crew prepares a warm energy drink and a few biscuits. The only problem she had was her swimming cap sliding off, so she changed it. With Colleen expected to finish in a matter of hours, I board a visiting boat to travel back to the two wetsuit swimmers and check the progress of Norman Todd and Colin MacLeod.
Jam. It's been fine, just the start was a wee bit harder, but as to take it on, you know, here and there was a wee bit choppy, but now it's just nice. I'm just looking forward to getting finished. If I can cross my fingers.
My friend Colin is the perfect guy to go with. I was panicking, I'm really nervous about this, and Colin would just say, look, we're just going to treat it like a day out. We'll just have a nice swim, we'll stop, we'll have a chat, we'll have a bite to eat, and we'll get to the end. Very calm, he's a lot more, very reassured. He's a much stronger swimmer than me, but he's there to support me and others when it comes to this as well.
That was the last time I filmed the wetsuit swimmers, because Colleen is now in sight of the finish. She must clear the water to the north of Ruaray Lighthouse near Gairloch. That's the southern boundary of the North Minch. Swimming at roughly 2 miles an hour, it appears Colleen is almost there.
From the finish, we're approximately 3 miles. The tide's drifted us further north, and now we're on slack water. We want to get in as close as possible before the tide then turns and takes us down. We don't want to miss the lighthouse, so we've got, in my opinion, we have to err on the high side so that the Colleen is not swimming directly against the tide in the last mile, half mile. Is the mark on the other one?
Cole, it's the old White House syndrome. You see it but you're not getting closer, but you really are. So it's just a case of head down and batter through it. Come on, Cole.
Now she's battling the tide to stay on course. Progress is painfully slow.
You can tell by the way she's swinging her head, she's gasping for air. She's not just turning her head, she's... Lift the tempo! Hey!
Will it smack in the golf?
No, she'll do it.
The thing is, Johnny, if we're going forward, she's got to be going forward as well, so it's just slowly.
How much has she moved?
She has moved, that's 0.87 now. She is moving. She's definitely moving, and the tide's actually more, it's not fighting us off, if you know what I mean. We are coming down this direction, so she's just going to have to dig deep, eh?
Colleen!
She's not, yeah, she's okay. Very, very tired.
How's the shoulder?
It could be an hour.
Could be an hour.
0.8.
Really?
Well, it's a mile, she's struggling.
Do you think she's got an hour left in it?
Soon find out.
That's it down to 0.7 now, so I hope she makes it. Yeah.
Right,
So,
Right, go!
you maybe headed just south of the light itself. Yeah.
Come to the boat!
right,
I want to speak to you.
right. Instead of going north of the lighthouse, we're going to go south of the lighthouse, which makes it easier for you, and then try and get up the inside, okay?
Yeah, because I'm really cold.
Yeah.
That's okay, that's what we're going to do.
If I have to finish at my house, I don't care anymore.
Right, that's fine, that's what's going to happen.
We'll just aim for south of the lighthouse now, okay?
I don't care.
You want to finish your swim, yeah? Hey, swim, right.
You can see a tidal line there, Brian. You can see the tidal line there. you might, maybe, if we get past that, we might be able to get back in on ourselves. What in the tail?
Colleen!
It's roughly half a mile.
Half a mile, Colleen.
The tide's just, it's not very handy here, but we are actually making headway at the moment, and we are heading still north of the light just now, so.
We then receive news about the wetsuit swimmers.
We have Norman out of the water, he's on the boat safe, and we're making our way down to Colleen now.
So one attempt is over. The focus on our boat returns to Colleen.
Well, just sit here then, and Brian will take her in the last bit.
Well, we're quite close in here. I was just going to shine the light ashore for him so he could actually see a place for putting it ashore, you see.
Brian, has anybody out there got eyes on Will? Dougie's asking because we can't see anything from here still.
We're concentrating. Colleen's just about to come ashore.
At the last minute, Colleen is heading for the wrong rock, an outlier, not the mainland. If she touches it first, her swim will not be ratified. Suddenly, this adventure becomes a lot more serious. The other team's kayaker appears.
I can't find Colin.
Can't find Colin?
No, they turned around to come back to Norman and then left him, and I'm trying to find him. You're the closest call.
Colleen is just meters from the shore. People have come out to see her finish.
Stop the watch.
And there, she raises both hands to signal the first successful swim of the North Minch. She swam for 18 hours and 46 minutes.
Okay, Cole, just take your time, When the boat tips, come up. 1, 2, 3, go. That's it. Yeah. Right, can you crawl aboard?
It's not a dignified end to her swim, but Colleen's legs aren't working, and we now have an emergency situation. One of the wetsuit swimmers is missing in the dark. His last known coordinates are passed immediately to the Coast Guard. Our lights go off so we can search for the swimmer's lights. He's found and plucked safely from the water by a rescue craft from a diverted ferry, and then taken by helicopter to Stornoway. It's a relieved but quiet team that heads back to Gairloch.
It was a tough swim, much longer than I thought, lots more jelly than I thought, colder than I thought, but I'm glad it's done. Massive bucket list, yeah. But it was all about the teamwork, and it couldn't have been done without the guys on the boat and Brian beside me in the kayak to keep me going. So without those guys, it would just not be possible at all. So yeah, okay, I did it, but actually the team did it. It was a solo swim, but actually it was a team swim, because without them, there's no way I could have done it.
From all of us on the Adventure Show, many congratulations to Colleen Blair, the first person to swim the North Minch.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
That's okay then.